What's up, family? Welcome back to a new video. And in today's video, we are discussing Q2 Metro Atlanta real estate market recap and update for some of you guys who have not really been following up with the market. So if you're thinking about buying or selling anywhere in Metro Atlanta, you definitely want to give this video a full watch so that you can understand where we are as a market to make some predictions as to where we may go in Q3. All right, so sit back, relax, grab your notepad, and let's get to the business. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time here on the channel, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Raymond, and I am a real estate broker and realtor here in Metro Atlanta. I work with buyers and sellers that are looking to relocate here to Metro Atlanta, as well as buyers and sellers that are already here in Metro Atlanta, buy and sell real estate. All right, so if you're interested in my help and need a really good, responsive, and knowledgeable realtor on your team, definitely feel free to reach out to me. All of my contact information is on the screen. You can shoot me a phone call or shoot me a text. You can also scroll down to the video description and schedule a Zoom meeting consultation with me directly. All right. And if you are a returning subscriber or just a frequent viewer, thank you so much for clicking on the video and joining me for today's video. My goal is to just educate you on the statistics, the data, and what actually transpired in Q2 of 2023. All right, so it's going to be straight to the point and really painting that picture for you so you can understand where we are as a market. All right. Also, I want to begin our video today with a overall recap of Q1. If you have not watched Q1 2023 market recap and update, I will drop the link to the video of Q1 down in the video description. So when you're done watching this video, you can go and take a look at what happened in Q1 as well. Okay. So without further ado, the Q1 overall performance was, or the takeaway from that recap was that the Q1 was a very strong quarter. All right, we closed it out on a high. Things were rocking and rolling. So going into Q2, you're gonna see the statistics bear out that things are in an upturn or continuing that momentum from the precedents that was set in Q1. All right, so we're gonna look at 6 different categories to give you statistics of the overall performance in Q2. 2 of those statistics are gonna give you what I like to say my overall strength of the market. And those 2 categories is gonna be the median sales price and the volume of sales. Okay, so those 2 metrics is going to give you a really good understanding as to the overall strength of the quarter. Okay, all right, before we begin, let me just give you an invitation to hit the subscribe button to become a part of my YouTube family here. If you're seriously thinking about buying or selling in Metro Atlanta, you definitely want to be tapped into this channel. I take you on a lot of different type of videos as far as tours, community tours, and also give you statistics just like this so that you can be an educated buyer and you can advocate for yourself. All right, so go ahead and click that subscribe button to lock in and join the family. Also hit the like button if you get value from today's video. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump lower down somewhere on the screen and bring up the graph so you can see, and I'll be marking up as we talk, okay? So the median sales price for Q1 closed out at $370,000. Let's make that deeper. $370,000, all right? And we closed out April. Now we're in Q2 performance metrics. So April, the first month in Q2, our median sales price actually rose by $10,000 to $380,000. May, still upward trajectory, pushed up to $390,000. Okay, pretty big jump. And by the close of Q2, we was at $400,000 for our median sale price, which is a pretty, what is that, $30,000? Yep, so that's a $30,000 increase from Q1 up to the close of Q2. Substantial. That is an indicator that the market was strong, okay? Now let's go ahead and take a look at our next metric, which is going to be our home sales volume. All right, so April, we closed approximately 7,195 homes in the month of April. In the month of May, we jumped up to 99.64. Very, very strong month of the quarter. May looks like it was the best month in the quarter. In June, we did have some contraction down to 78.29. But what we do see, that wasn't a straight line, but when you look at the graph, very consistent numbers from quarter one, okay? So we did not lose any momentum on our volume, okay? We kind of closed out quarter two the same way we closed out quarter one as it relates to the sales volume, okay? But May was the best month of quarter two. All right, let's go ahead and look at our next metric. It's going to be the average sale to list percentage, and I'll explain what that is essentially. The sale to list percentage is the difference between what the seller actually asked for and what the seller actually got. So I'll give you number examples. If you list your house for $300,000 and you actually get $295,000, that difference of $5,000 is equated to a percentage, and that is what we're talking about here, okay? So essentially, in the month of April, go ahead and erase this off. In the month of April, sellers were actually able to get 98.9% of what they asked for, okay? So that came out to a 1.1% deficiency between what they asked for and what they ultimately got. So the month of April was a month to negotiate, it looks like. In May, that percentage actually increased to 99.3. How about that? So only 0.7% of a deficiency between what the seller asked for and what the seller actually got. So as you can see, May, again, showing very strong, okay? May was a very strong month in this category as well. And June continued up to 99.4, okay? So it still had an upward trajectory there in the sale to list percentage, all right? So what that also means is that by the end of quarter two, buyers were able, or less negotiable, right? Or sellers were less negotiable with buyers. So buyers are actually paying more closer to what the home was actually listed for, okay? So what does that mean going into quarter three? Likely, you're gonna need to pay very, very close to what the home has been listed for if you want to buy it, okay? So that is the type of market that we're in based on quarter two closeout. All right, so let's take a look at month of supply. Months of supply is pretty simple. If you add up all of the homes in Metro Atlanta, and essentially they're saying that all of those homes, it would take us 2.4 months to sell all of them. All right, so at the normal rate of sale. So April had 2.4 months of supply. May fell down to 1.7, because that 7 is cut off, 1.7%. So again, that shows you from, at the end of May, a lot of the inventory was gone. And that goes back to the sales volume, right? I mean, we saw an enormous amount of sale volume right here in the month of May. So that is substantiated by the months of supply decreasing so dramatically, all right? Makes perfect sense. So let's take a look at June. So June actually rose up to 2 months supply, okay? So again, we saw that contraction, right? In the sales volume. Let's go back to that slide where we saw that contraction right here where it fell down. That goes to show that because less amount of homes were actually selling or actually sold in June, months of supply was actually able to increase. Okay, so that's the beautiful things about metrics, is that you can go back and track the data to make it make sense. Okay, now let's continue on in our analysis here. Median days on market. All right, so this is pretty much the midpoint of amount of days that a home would stay on the market. An average home would stay on the market, or a typical home would stay on the market here in Metro Atlanta. So in April, we closed out with 30 median days on market. All right. And look what happened in May. fell down to 26, okay? So what that translates to is more buyer demand, okay? Because the demand was stronger in the month of May, it actually caused those amount of days that the home would actually sit to actually decrease because the demand was actually so significant. And that also continued to fall in June, coming down to 23 days on market. I mean, that's pretty substantial. Even when you look at quarter two, we closed about 40 days. Quarter one closed at about 40 days. And at the end of close of quarter two, we are down to 23 days, okay? So that lets you know that the buyer demand had increased over that period of time, right? Because things were moving quicker, okay? Our final metric to take a look at is going to be new listings, right? So this goes to tell you, how or what did the sellers think, right? Were they actually bringing their homes to market? So in April, we saw 9,476 new listings to market, which was a decrease from the March, a significant decrease. And in May, we came up to 9,875 of new listings, 9,875 new listings. And we closed the month of June with 9,564 new listings, okay? And what that does is it just supports, how much inventory is actually entering the market, right? So this big bump of inventory in March really made, I believe, quarter two stronger because we had all of this surplus of inventory that had hit the market. But because the market was generally much slower in quarter one, we was actually able to build up to almost 11,000, right? New listings, well, not build up, but 11,000 new listings hit the market in March, which makes sense. The seasonality effect of real estate is at the end of spring going into, or at the beginning of spring going into summer, you typically see more listings hit the market. So that was substantiated. So our normal seasonality here in Metro Atlanta it actually happened, right? So when you start to look at the status of the market, there you go. All right. So that's pretty much all of our statistics that we're going to take a look at. So if you enjoyed those statistics, definitely drop a comment below and hit the like button. Again, to make sure you join the family, hit the subscribe button. And let's have a conversation down below. Did you think Metro Atlanta real estate would hold up as strong as it has held up in quarter two, year 2023? So weird because I know a lot of economists and, talking heads predicted that the market would have crashed by now, right? That's what they predicted to a lot of people. And there is no indication that the market is crashing in Metro Atlanta. Now, I am a strong believer that real estate is local. So it could be crashing in your local market, but it's not crashing here in Metro Atlanta. That is for certain. So takeaways. Quarter two, Metro Atlanta, still very strong, very vibrant. We ended pretty much where we started, so we didn't lose any momentum on the volume. But when you look at the median sales price, we gained a lot of equity between quarter one and quarter two, right? So that, when you look at the equity increase, that really is the legs of what our market is substantiated on. Can you make money in real estate, right? Can your home actually hold its value? That's the whole goal. If not hold its value, but appreciate value. So we saw in the median sales price an appreciation of about $30,000 from one quarter to the next. Okay, so Metro Atlanta real estate market is strong quarter two. I believe my prediction is quarter three is going to be very much strong as well. All right, now for buyers, what's your takeaway? Well, you got to pay what the house is listed for if you want a fair shot. For the most part, right? It looks like we closed in June, 99.4%. So that is your margin of negotiation. So that should be your mindset, okay? And for sellers, here's your takeaway. Essentially, if you price the house right, it will sell, okay? Prepare your listing for sale. Do a pre-listing inspection. Get ahead of a lot of those nuances that you may deter buyers from, right? Get ahead of those things. Do the minor touch-up painting. Clean the house up. Present it well, and it will move. The buyer demand is here, okay? Especially substantiated with the lower days on market, which is a really good amount of time for you to expect your house to sell. And I would actually argue that in some cases is much lower than 22 days, all right? Much lower. And I know that because of my real life listings, right? I just had a listing here in Hampton, and it, in 2 days, it was gone. So very, very, very aggressive market still, very strong, okay? If you're thinking about moving to Metro Atlanta, or if you're already in Metro Atlanta and you're looking for a really good realtor, not someone that just makes really nice little walk-in tour videos or home tours, because I do that well as well, but someone who actually understands the market and can negotiate you into the deal that's favorable to you, definitely reach out to me. All of my contact information is on the screen and can always be found in my video descriptions below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you learned something. Drop a comment below and let's have a conversation. I'll see you on quarter 3, and I'll see you on the next upload. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your whenever you're watching this. Peace.